Let's talk about Oakland and New Orleans.
Okay.
Now, of course, New Orleans managed to knock off the lone unbeaten team, the Atlanta Falcons. And, I have been impressed with the Atlanta Falcons, but there has been this Barry Bonds asterisk hanging in the back of my head. Are they for real? Could they carry us through, a 16-0 season? And the answer is no. They are vulnerable. And in fact, their vulnerability seemed to be their own arrogance, which the New Orleans and Drew Brees, man, Drew Brees is not going to let somebody be more arrogant than him.
Sure.
So, as far as this game's concerned, I see New Orleans knocking in 42 solid points.
Okay.
And I see Oakland putting in 24. Now, the thing about it is that I think that there's an opportunity for Oakland to expose some weaknesses on the New Orleans team. I don't think the game's really going to be that close, but I think that Carson Palmer is good enough to be able to lead them down the field and get a few scores, but it's going to be for naught. It's going to be for naught. I think that New Orleans is on a mission this year to really stick their middle social finger up to the entire league and say, okay, you know what, we did a bad thing. You guys punished us harshly, but we can still come back and play.
Sure. I agree completely. I think there is a pride aspect going on with the Saints right now, especially after they started off ugly. I think
Right.
is a kind word. So, and this game is pretty much, in my mind, the same as the previous game as far as where the teams are at. The Raiders, same old Raiders, as I keep saying, and they aren't going anywhere. The Raiders, I think, offensively are showing improvement for running the right plays and being in the right place, coming out and running to where you're supposed to be on the field, making it easier for Carson Palmer to throw passes. But at the end of the day, it doesn't matter because they're still going to have lots of penalties. They're going to make dumb mistakes. They're going to drop the ball on the ground a lot. That's the Raiders style. So like the Chiefs, I think they're at the bottom right now, and as a team, I think they're pretty demoralized. And again, the Saints are red hot right now, and they knocked off the Falcons, and they play with, even when they were down, they were playing with a lot of pride. And I agree with you completely that Drew Brees is the X factor in these games. He's such a great quarterback. He's a consistently great quarterback.
Yeah, he's for real.
He is definitely for real. And here's a chance for the Saints, who kind of discovered a running game last week, to run against one of the league's worst run defenses. I think the Saints can actually be a little more multidimensional. So I think the Saints win this 41. I think, like you, I'm going to give the Raiders some points, mostly because it seems like at the end of games, when things start getting a little bit away from them, they seem to wake up and start scoring points. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to make it 41-24, which is actually, one point up.
41-24.
So we're pretty much on the same page of music.
That's pretty funny.
That's scary. I'm waiting for something that bad.
Yeah, and we do not discuss our picks before we sit down here. I mean, this is completely independent research.
Yes.